Hi, I'm Grier from the Sony Centre in Carlisle, and today we're across in Turkey for the launch of two very exciting Sony products. We've got the new A9 Mark III and we've got the new 300mm F2.8 G Master lens. And again, I've managed to grab my friend Sam to give us a full rundown on them. Well, hi Sam.
Hi, Grier, you alright?
Very well. These are amazing.
Yes, they're two brand new products, each which sets new precedents in the field of both video and photography.
Yeah, I mean the 9 Mark III, we had to double check when they actually told us, but it's 120 frames per second, which is just unheard of up to now.
Yeah, it's thanks to our brand new sensor which uses a global shutter, and if you're not into tech, basically normal shutters read information from the top to the bottom, which can cause distortion. This reads the entire frame at the same time, which gives us fantastic speed, but also other benefits such as no distortion, and also we can use flash with this camera at any shutter speed.
So we've been using the camera and it sets it to 60 frames per second, but this has got an extra button on the front which is the C5, which will then give us a burst mode which takes it up to 120 frames per second.
Yes, but it's important to say you can just have the camera set to shoot 120 frames per second all the time, but that means that every second you'll be shooting 120 shots, which is quite excessive when it comes to editing. The benefit of this is we can customize it, so yes, you can shoot 120 frames per second continuously, or you can shoot, like Grier says, 60 frames, hit the boost button when something exciting happens, and then capture every single split second.
So the camera does feel very familiar in the hand, but it has changed somewhat over the form and the feel with the grip. The grip it's a deeper grip.
Yes, that's right, and it also it has a new shutter as well. It's more angled, so the whole thing feels familiar, but like you say, and different. We have lots of dials on there, locking dials as well. But we also, on the bottom, you've got there the new version 5 grip, and that's also being improved as well. The batteries decharge in parallel, so they decharge at the same time, and efficiencies mean they actually last longer than previous cameras, so you'll get more shooting time.
And again, there's an extra dial on the grip as well.
Yes, that would normally be an EV dial, but it's totally customizable. Like almost everything on the camera, you can change it to be whatever you want, but the standard is it will be a locking EV dial.
So just to recap, the main features, what we've got are
120 frames per second, 24 megapixels, 4K video, and that's up to 120p without any sort of crop whatsoever, so great for slow motion. We also have a new maximum shutter speed of an 80,000th of a second, which is totally revolutionary. The brand new sensor which gives us distortion-free shooting, whether that's with stills or video, and there's been some minor improvements as well. We also have pre-shooting. So if you're trying to capture the action, the camera can be continuously buffering up to 120 frames per second, and then when you hit record, you can set, previous to that, the amount of time you want to have previously been shooting for, so anyway from 0.1 to 1 second. So the action happens, you've slightly missed it, you hit the shutter button, it's been buffering, it still captures it all.
I mean, just in the short period of time we've been using it, we've been lucky enough to have some athletes, and we've been taking them over the hurdles and the long jump, and it really does give us a little bit extra before they start the run up. It's quite fantastic what it does.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the shots that you've taken whilst we carry on talking.
Right, well, let's leave the camera as well from there, and then obviously we've got this new lens, which is again one that we've been waiting for to add into the lens lineup, which is the 300mm. So it's a 300mm f2.8 G Master, and again, just feels so light.
It's the lightest f2.8 300mm in its class. It's just under 1.5 kilos, and it has all the benefits you'd expect from G Master. So incredible optics and sharp from edge to edge, plus optical image stabilization. Oh, and also, I don't think I mentioned this, we have a new customizable dial. The customizable dial is customizable, but out of the box it will do either one or two things. You can either has it as a switch between APS-C and full frame, so if you're shooting on something like an A7R Mark V, you will go from 61 megapixels to 24 megapixels, but with the equivalent of a teleconverter crop, 1.5 times. Or alternatively, you can have it as power focus, which is essentially where the focus changes at a constant speed, which is great for smooth focus in video. The normal focus ring, of course, extremely reactive, and it's direct linear autofocus, which to you and me means if you turn it from A and then back to B, it returns to the same point of focus. Some focus rings, they don't, they just move at different speeds.
And I noticed just on the side, I'm taking that to the filter.
Yeah, it's a drop-in filter, and it's a 40.5mm, which is actually the same as our kit lens with things like A6100. So it's actually quite a common filter size, and far more easy to find a filter for than the big front element there.
Yeah. So thanks, Sam. I know your time's been very precious today, and there's been an awful lot going on. So to get 5 minutes with you has been absolutely fantastic. But we've got the camera available to buy now, and the lens, which is on the website, or pop into the store, or give us a call whenever's good for you. Thanks, Tom.
Cheers, Grier.
Cheers.